Common factor, as its name says, means finding what do all the terms in the expression or the equation have in common. Or another way of saying it, what do they have repeated? What is repeated in each of these terms? Let's look at this example. First we have the 2x. Well, 2x has a 2, it's 2 times x. And then we have the 4, but 4 is divisible by 2 because 2 times 2 equals 4. So that means the 2x and the 4 have a 2 in common. So the common factor for this expression is a 2. But what does it mean? How do we take a common factor? Well, the first thing we need is a parenthesis. And then that 2 that they both have in common, we're going to take it away from each of them. So we take a 2 from the 2x and a 2 for the 4, and we put it outside multiplying the parenthesis. But what does it mean to have a 2 as a common factor? Since we took away the 2 out of each of these terms, we need to divide them by that 2 in the common factor. So we divide 2x by 2. The 2's cancel, leaving us with just x inside of the parenthesis. And then the 4 is also divided by 2. Well, 4 divided by 2, that's equal to 2, positive 2 in this case. So the positive 2 goes inside of the parenthesis. So after taking a common factor, what we get is 2 multiplying the parenthesis in the outside, and in the inside we get x plus 2. But as usual, the more we practice, the more we learn. So let's do one more problem. Here we have x squared. X squared, well, the only thing we really have here is an x. We have a couple of them because x squared is x times x. And the 3x, well, the 3x also has an x. So the common factor in this problem is an x. And how do we take a common factor? Remember, first we write the parenthesis, and then we take away the common factor from each of these numbers. In this case, we take away an x from each of them, and we put it outside multiplying the parenthesis. Then the next step is to write the inside of the parenthesis. We're going to divide each one of these terms by the common factor, which in this case is an x. X squared divided by x. One of the x's cancel, and we can review this from the lesson 2.3 in basic algebra. This will be x squared divided by x to the power of 1, which is x to the 2 minus 1, which is x to the 1, but we never write the exponent when it is to the 1. So this is just an x. So we put just an x inside of the parenthesis. And then in the second term, what do we have? We have a 3x. We divide it by x. The x's cancel in this case, leaving us with just the 3. So after taking a common factor, our expression looks like this. An x outside of the parenthesis multiplying the parenthesis, and in the inside we get x plus 3. Let's do one more example because we can have more than one common factor. How do we take the common factor of this problem? Well, let's remember, first we need our parenthesis. That's how we take common factors. We can see that they both have in common a 2 because the 2x squared is multiplied times 2, and the 4x, well, 4 is divisible by 2, meaning we can take a 2 each of these terms. But there is a second common factor because they both have an x. One of them is x squared, the other one is an x. So what is the common factor? We can take away an x out of them. And then if we have more than one common factor, all we have to do is divide each of the terms in the expression by that common factor. So we divide 2x squared by 2x. This will leave us with just x. Remember, we can review the basic algebra, lesson 2.3, to understand this. And then 4x divided by 2x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. X divided by x, well, they cancel, leaving us with just 2. So after taking a common factor of 2x, we get 2x in the outside, multiplying the parenthesis, x plus 2 in the inside of the parenthesis.